difficult to nail down one, two, or even just a small number of specific causes for higher drug prices in the US. For so many reasons. Our healthcare system is quite complex. There are a number of different players involved, and it's really tough to narrow it down. But one thing I will say is that I think we can't overstate the importance of innovation currently as it relates to prescription drugs. And of course, that is driving some of the increased cost. That's not such a bad thing, though, when we look at this period of innovation that we're in. Amazing therapies coming to market to treat catastrophic diseases that have vexed our healthcare system for decades. And so I think it's a really exciting time. But innovation is contributing to the overall increase in the drug spend in the US without question. And we need to make sure, as the policymakers and organizations like AMCP work together to find solutions and advance new rules and laws, we need to make sure that we're not erecting barriers that would potentially stifle innovation and prevent some of these remarkable therapies from and life-saving therapies from reaching the patients that need them so desperately. So I think that's one consideration that we're really paying attention to. Another, from our standpoint at AMCP, is making sure that we're using medications in the right way for the right patients at the right time. And we're a big proponent of considering when lower cost alternatives can be used to expensive brand name products. And so we advocate for increased use of generics as well as biosimilars. And I think an area where we're really seeking some more traction is in the biosimilar space. As we all know, biosimilars hold tremendous promise in reducing overall healthcare expenditures, yet they're not quite getting the broad uptake that we would like to see. So that's something that AMCP has been and will continue to be working on. And then I would say another area that we're really focusing on that contributes to cost is how we pay for medications and other therapies. And that's why we're strong supporters of the Medicaid value-based payments for patients, or the MVP Act that's in Congress right now, to really pave the way for allowing more Medicaid value-based payments arrangements in the pharmaceutical space. That particular bill is a bipartisan piece of legislation that will really help enhance Medicaid patients' access to new and often high-cost therapies such as cell and gene therapies by modernizing the framework for purchasing them. So we're a big proponent of that, and that's one of our key legislative priorities right now. So those are a few things. Really tough, though, to narrow down the factors to just a handful, because there are so many things that contribute to rising costs in healthcare overall and in pharmaceuticals in particular. So we see a lot of different metrics for the rising cost of pharmaceuticals, and it really depends on the source, as well as also which particular price you're looking at. Is it list price? Is it price after rebate, et cetera? So I won't quote any figures because there is a wide range there, but we all know that the price of prescription drugs in the US has been steadily rising for several years now. And it's certainly a complex challenge where there's not a single cause and not a single solution, unfortunately. So when we look at the issue, we believe that any effective solution, one that increases access and affordability of prescription medications while at the same time maintaining this important innovation engine that we're seeing now, really requires the input and buy-in of all the key stakeholders. So, first and foremost, you've got the patients, and they have to be the focus of all that we do. At AMCP, our mission is to improve health by ensuring patient access to safe, effective, cost-effective and affordable medicines. So the patient is at the center of everything, but the other stakeholders, health plans, pharmacy benefit managers, and employers have to consider the potential impact of benefit design, their formulary decisions, and also cost-sharing models on medication-related use as well as access. And then, of course, we have manufacturers that have a critical role to play in all this, and an obligation to really consider various factors, including affordability, as they think about bringing new products to market and how those products are priced. We've got healthcare delivery systems that have an important role to play, and then all the other stakeholders. So I think any solution, as we think about continuing to address the rising costs of medicines and also healthcare overall, absolutely must be multi-stakeholder.